Welcome to History Bites, the podcast that brings fascinating stories from the past in bite-sized episodes. Today, we're diving into the incredible tale of Boudicca, a warrior queen from ancient Britain. The story of Boudicca begins in 33 AD, when England was populated by independent Celtic tribes. She was born into a noble family in the territory controlled by the Iceni tribe north of London, and she married the king of the Prasutago tribe, with whom she had 2 daughters. Prasutagus is placed on the Iceni throne by the Romans themselves. According to the agreements, Prasutagus should have nominated the Roman emperor at the time, Nero, as his heir. But the king made a fatal mistake and left the kingdom to both the Romans and his wife and daughters. The Romans did not agree, so they conquered the territory of the Iceni and forced Boudicca to public humiliation, who was stripped naked and whipped in a public square, and they abused the couple's 2 daughters. But the Romans do not kill Boudicca, who rebels and unleashes all her anger against the regions in Anglia. She calls together the English people and instigates a bloody revolt. The Iceni, the Trinovantes, the Durotrigians and other populations lashed out against the Latin invaders, a force of 100,000 men against the organization of the Roman army. Boudicca and her soldiers destroy Camulodunum and raze it to the ground, destroying temples and works of art, subsequently setting fire to Londinum, from which, however, the Romans had escaped. They attack Verulamium and also leave only rubble there. In the last great battle, the Celts were much larger than the Romans, but they were defeated by the war tactics of the Romans, who massacred around 80,000 Britons. The Romans subjugate all the inhabitants of Britain and begin a 3-year rule. There are no certain answers as to what Boudicca's end was. Tacitus says that the queen killed herself to not end up as spoils of war and tortured by the vengeful Romans, poisoning herself with her daughters. Cassiodiones says managed to escape somewhere on the island, but fell ill and died of natural causes. Boudicca's story is one of courage and resilience. She fought fearlessly to protect her people and their way of life. In fact, a statue was built in her honour in London and is known as Boudicca and her daughters, and is located near Westminster Bridge and the Parliament of the United Kingdom. That's all for this episode of History Bites. Thanks for tuning in.